Hey everyone, Mary here with a weekly workout. I will put the details of this in the description below so that you have that on this page, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for the warm-up today, we've got 5 or 6 movements, 30 seconds each, 2 times through. We're going to start with an alternating standing toe touch, so that is we're just stretching out the backs of our legs, our hamstrings. And so just taking turns, kicking that toe up toward the ceiling, trying to keep that front leg straight. You can bend the other knee to get down into that. Just alternating, pointing that toe up toward the ceiling, reaching down toward the floor. That feels really good this morning. After those 30 seconds are up, you'll move into an alternating knee cradle. So that's just where we're grabbing our foot and our knee and taking turns coming up. We'll feel that stretch in the glutes and on the outer portion of the thigh. 30 seconds of alternating knee cradle, and then you come down to the floor for hip rocks. You're going to do 30 seconds on the right leg, 30 seconds on the left. So you just be in a position, hands and knees on the floor, and you're going to kick one leg out and just nice and straight, and we're just rocking back. And where you'll feel this is on your inner thigh. So you go 30 seconds on one leg and switch, kick the other foot out. And I've got my left foot out now, and I've got my left foot flat on the floor. If you wanted to put it on its edge, that's fine too. But again, just rocking back, and you'll feel that stretch on your inner thigh. 30 seconds right, 30 seconds with the left, and then you stand, and we're going to do a hip hinge rotation. And this again will be 30 seconds to the right, 30 seconds to the left. And what this is we're just gonna stand. I've got my feet about hip width distance apart, and I'm gonna come into like a little miniature squat and then hinge forward at the hips. Oh, nope, I don't need my hands behind my head. And I've got my fingertips pointed toward the floor, and I'm gonna open up at the right, toward the right. I'm gonna go 30 seconds opening to the right, and then 30 seconds opening up toward the left. That is a hip hinge rotation. The last is going to be a 30-second deep squat hold. So you can squat down as deeply as you need to, or are able to. If you want to get all the way down, cool. If you're here, perfect. But we're just I'm pressing my forearms up against the inner portion of my knees, and I'm just getting a nice stretch here in my hip flexors. If you have a little bit deeper range of motion in your hips, you can come all the way down and just hovering your bum above the floor. Just whatever works for you. You're going to hold that for 30 seconds. I like to just rock gently from side to side. You can hold it and not move at all. But that's a deep squat hold. So you do 30 seconds for each of those movements, 2 times through. And then we have the strength circuit. Today it's 4 rounds. If you wanted to do 2 rounds or 3 rounds, no worries on that. We've got 5 movements today, and we're going to do 6 repetitions of each. So most of them are going to be done on the floor. We're going to do hydrants, and we've got 6 repetitions each leg. So the way I set up for this is I've got my hands and knees on the floor, I've got a nice neutral spine, and all I'm doing is I'm going to open up my leg out toward the side. I think you can guess why we call these hydrants. All right, so you're going to do 6 to the left, switch, and then 6 to the right. After that, you'll come into a plank, and we're doing bodyweight plank rows. Now, if you have dumbbells at home or some sort of weight, you can totally use those to make this a little bit more of a strength training exercise, but to enhance the strength training portion of this exercise. But we're just going to use our body weight. So we're going to be in a plank. Make sure we want to not have our hips drop into the floor, and we don't want to pike up in the air. We want a nice straight line. And what we're doing is just pulling one arm up, squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top of the movement. Okay, so you can do 6 each side for a total of 12. You can do, all right, 6 on your right arm, and then all 6 on your left arm, or you can alternate between the two. If being in a full plank is not your style today, no worries, you can do this in that modified plank with your knees on the floor. After you do your bodyweight plank rows, stand up and we've got what's called a 5-point squat. So I'm going to stand with my feet in just your typical squat stance. So I've got them a little bit wider than my hips. And what we do is hinge forward at the hips, touch the floor, and then drop into your squat. Lift your hands up over your head, press up out of the squat. So from the side, that looks, come here, come down, hands up, pressing up, making sure to press up through your heels. So just one last time, straight legs, drop into the squat, lift your arms up over your head, press up out of the squat. Excuse me. That's a 5-point squat. You'll do 6 total repetitions of those, and then come back down to the floor for the last 2 movements. We've got a plank T rotation, so we'll be up in that plank again. We're doing 6 each arm. You can do all 6 on the right side and then switch and do all 6 on the left, or you can alternate. What we do is we have our good plank form, and we're just opening up and then opening up. Okay, again, if we want to drop our knees to the floor and do this in the modified plank, totally fine. That hurts, this floor is kind of hard. The last is a donkey kick. And so we'll be back in the hands and knees on the floor position. This is a glute exercise. So I've got my wrists below my shoulders, my knees below my hips. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate my foot up off the floor. I'm going to keep my foot nice and flat like it's pressed up against the ceiling. And all I'm doing is just kicking up. Not crazy high or anything, just a little pulse up. So you're going to do 6 on one leg, and this you will feel in your glutes. And then we're going to go 6 on the other leg. Okay, those are donkey kicks. So you do each movement, do the whole thing 4 times through. And for the cardio portion, we've got 3 exercises today. We're doing 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, 2 times through. So it's a total of 6 minutes for the whole entire circuit. Words escape my mind sometimes. So we've got pop jacks, plank jacks, and jumping jacks. We're doing jacks. So what a pop jack looks like is we're going to come down. Again, we're in this plank position quite a lot today. And what we do is we jump our hands up, jump our feet up, and then come lift our hands up off the floor just a little bit. If the jumping both feet up is not for you, no problem. Step one foot up and then the other, and then step back. Okay. So those are pop jacks. And you'll rest for 30 seconds, and then we've got plank jacks. And so we're going to be in a plank, and what we're doing is jumping our feet wide and back. So if jumping is not in your workout, no worries, you can just alternate, tapping one foot out to the side and then the other. Plank jacks for 30 seconds, and then standing up and doing a jumping jack, just your typical normal jumping jack like we're used to doing from elementary school PE. You can even tap out to the side. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, 2 times through, and then finish off with the core. So we've got 3 exercises. Today it's your choice, 2 to 3 rounds, 12 repetitions for each. And we're going to start with a reverse crunch. So what that looks like is we're going to lay on the floor, feet flat, And then you put your hands by your side. Lift your legs up. And we're just lifting our hips slightly up off the floor. Nothing wild. Okay? So you do 12 reverse crunches. And flip over. And you're going to do 12 each leg of plank leg lifts. So we're really plank heavy today for this week's workout. I hope that you don't find that too insane for all the planking that we're doing. But what a plank leg lift is all you're doing is just raising that leg up 12 times on the left leg, switch 12 on the right. For the last one, we've got hip dips. Sometimes they're called rainbow planks, so you may be familiar with one term more than the other. It is the last movement, and it is the last plank we have of the day. So we're going to be in a plank, and I am going to be in a low plank with my forearms on the floor. I prefer that myself for this movement. If you want to be in a fully extended plank, totally cool. And what we're doing is we're just rolling our hips from side to side, okay? So you're going to aim to get 12 repetitions each way, which would be a total of 24. But if it's newer to you, or you're not comfortable with the movement, try and just do as many as you can. If you can do 3 on each side, awesome. 6 on each side, cool. Just whatever works best for you. I hope you have a really awesome workout. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. And I will see you for next week's workout. Take it easy.